We are back in Atlanta. The Falcons are 3 up and 3 down. They're led by head coach Raheem Morris. We had a nice conversation with the second-year Falcon coach earlier this week.
Yeah, and when you talk about the development of what's going in this game, as we take a look at Mike McDaniel here, interesting, the Dolphins winning the coin toss, Kevin, and electing to take the ball first, which I know a lot of coaches defer and try and get that double dip at the end of the half, but Mike McDaniel looking to come out here offensively and attack.
Bradley Pinion has the ball teed up for the Falcons. Deep back, Washington and Eskridge. And this will be D. Eskridge, who takes it up for Miami and pulls his way out near the 35. Before our kickoff today, our reporter Melanie Collins caught up with Falcon running back Bijan Robinson.
Well, Bijan, with the news that Kirk Cousins will be your starting quarterback today, what did you see from him in practice this week, and what are you expecting from him out on the field today?
He was just extremely locked in. Obviously Kirk been in the league for a long time now, so this is another new for him, and, he got in there, and he made sure everybody was known that, he's coming in to do his job the right way and to do it at a hard and high level, so I'm really excited for him today.
Number 4 in rushing yards. We'll see him momentarily, and here comes Tua with the visor, the puffy eye, and a 1st and 10. Achane in motion to the air with pressure right off the bat. Onyemata was there, and it was intended for Achane. Was he inbounds? And no, incomplete on the chalk with the coverage on the play by J.D. Bertrand, who's taken the place of the injured Divine Diablo.
Well, good effort here by Achane to try and climb the ladder and come up with this catch, but you can see landing out of bounds. You mentioned Onyemata was the one giving pressure right up the middle. Tua throwing that ball a little earlier than he had wanted to. Good pressure off that initial play, and this defense likes to get after it up front.
Tua coming off the worst game of his career statistically, has a 2nd down and 10. And Achane into the throws of that defense and brought down by one of the top tacklers in the NFL in Caden Ellis, who makes the stop right there. So today, Tua Tagovailoa is going to go up against one of the best pass defenses in the NFL.
Well, it is the best pass defense, and that's what makes it hard. You see his completion percentage over the last couple of seasons, but dealing with the visor and a swollen left eye today and dealing with the best pass defense in the NFL, and you have yourself on this first series set up at 3rd and long, making it difficult right out the start.
In the nickel, 3rd and 9. And here they come, 6-man rush, and down he goes. And Ellis led the brigade for the Falcons. The number 2 defense in the NFL. They lose 8, and they're back to the 27. The punting unit is on the field for the Fins.
Well, keep an eye. He's going to be coming off the slot here. He's going right through. He'll be working his way right through. Nobody touches him as he blitzes off the slot. You see the turn back. You either got to get rid of the ball or slide the protection over there.
Jake Bailey will punt. Jamal Agnew is back, and into the roof he looks from the 21 with a great hang time of 5.27, then brought down on the play by Cameron Good, who leads the Dolphins in special teams tackles. All right, this takes us to Kirk Cousins, who starts today at quarterback because of the deep bone bruise on his left knee for starter Michael Penix.
Well, we see the numbers over his 14-year career and getting an opportunity here. Last year, we talked about it in the open, still recovering from that Achilles injury. I talked to him in pregame, and he said how we worked all offseason to break up some of that scar tissue to get better range of motion in that ankle.
Werner in motion, 1st and 10 for Cousins. Mooney is on the move. Bijan Robinson will get the call. Chubb is the one to slow him down right off the bat. And a gain of a yard, 2nd down and 9. So we take a look, in this running game is going to be absolutely huge, as it always is, but no Drake London today.
Yeah, that was a big story here at the beginning of this game. Their leading receiver, who 63% of the receptions to wide receivers go to Drake London. So no Drake London, and we'll see how you utilize Kyle Pitts and Bijan Robinson in the pass game.
Kadero Hodge is starting. There's a quick tackle made by Jordan Brooks. Leads the league in tackles. Boy, he went flying through and brings down Robinson. And they stay at about the 32-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and 9.
Well, talking to defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver, he said, listen, our defense, even though we're last in the NFL in run defense, it's been the big plays. We've got to be able to eliminate the big plays. You see these first 2 run attempts by the Falcons have gone nowhere as this game progresses. He said the important thing is wrapping up, getting tackles, but then making sure they don't give up that big run.
Offensive line has had the same 5 starters each game for Atlanta. 3rd down and 9. It's clean, and here we go. And Cousins to the air. Here comes Phillips. Passes out, caught over there by Pitts. He's going to be shy of the 1st down. Terrific swarming defense, led on the play by Jack Jones, the cornerback. He brings down the tight end of Atlanta. A gain of 5. It's 4th and 4. Here comes the punting unit.
Well, 4 guys rushing from the left side, and they run a stunt there to get free. Phillips works to the outside, so Cousins has to get rid of that ball quickly out to the flat before taking a big hit. And then it's a matter of rally tackling as Jones comes up with the wrap-up to bring Pitts down.
Bradley Pinion will be punting for Atlanta, and deep back for the Dolphins is Malik Washington. He's got a punt return touchdown this season already. Second possession coming up for Miami, and Trent, they did not score any touchdowns last week at Cleveland.
Yeah, this offense has had their struggles this season. It starts with the quarterback, Tua, having to be more productive. The first series was 3 and out. Try and get some first downs, get the ball moving here on this series. Ollie
Gordon is the back. It's 1st and 10, Tua to the air. There's time, and there's an open receiver, and he's got Malik Washington, who will dance into that secondary and is whacked out of play by J.T. Bertrand, who makes the stop. It's an 18-yard pickup and a good one for the Finns out to the 38.
Well, Washington's the one coming in motion, and they just lose him on the outside with the fake run to the right and the bootleg out to the left by Tua. Defense just loses Washington over on the boundary, and he's able to pick up the first down.
This is the #1 pass defense, Trent, in the NFL of Atlanta.
Well, and we saw from that first series, they're going to get some pressure on Tua. They were able to get some interior pressure, which makes it hard on quarterbacks. Nowhere to go.
1st and 10, Ollie Gordon, who is the rookie out of Oklahoma State, drilled in the middle as he goes right into the grasp of Sam Roberts. Gain of 1 to the 39. And you're going to be watching that secondary against Waddle and the receivers for the Dolphins today.
Well, you just brought up that #1 pass defense, and so Jalen Waddle's got to be a big part of this. Tyreek Hill got injured in week number 4. No Darren Waller. He went on IR. No Julian Hill today. He was inactive before the start of the game. So some limited weapons for Tua Tagovailoa. Look for Washington to be a big part of it, as he was just a second ago.
Jalen Wright is the running back. Achane was in motion. 2nd down and 9. And this is Wright, who goes into the grasp of Bertrand again and brought down at the 46, a couple yards shy of the first. He picks up 8. Wright had not had any carries over the last 3 games for Miami.
Well, it's interesting you bring up Wright. You just talked about Gordon a couple of plays ago, and of course, Devon Achane is their workhorse. So already getting some rotation, getting touches to more guys, trying to keep guys fresh as this game progresses.
This is the #20 run defense in the NFL with defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich. With the Falcons, it's 3rd and 2, and Gordon, the call, got the first down, almost lost it, retrieves it. Nice block by right guard Cole Strange. They move the chains. They get the first. They're shy of the 50 on a gain of 4 on 3rd and 2.
This was an area they had struggled in previous seasons. 64 is eligible here on this next play.
Run skill.
But 3rd and short was an area they had problems with in previous years on those short yardage runs. That time able to get a conversion right around midfield.
Achane back in there, 1st and 10. Tua to the air. Good cup. And dropped by Waddle. There's a flag. Coverage by Hughes.
Well, they're going to get Hughes with defensive pass interference. I almost thought it was holding before the ball went in the air because Waddle was trying to get to the outside on a corner route, and it looked like Hughes had him wrapped up.
Pass interference, defense number 21. The ball he placed at spot of the foul, automatic, first down.
Watch as he goes up the field. He tries to get outside, and Hughes just puts his arms around him. Of course, you're allowed your space. Like if you were there, you can't run through you, right? You've established that position. The difference is that he wrapped both arms around him, and I think that's what drew the attention of the officials in the flag.
Wright is the back. Second possession with Achane in motion. It's 1st and 10. There's a flag and the quick throw and grabbed on the play by Nick Westbrook-Akine, the former Tennessee Titan. Another flag is thrown. John Hussey is our referee in Atlanta.
Illegal formation, offense number 79. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Starting right tackle, Larry Borum.
Well, Borum must have been off the ball. When you look at the alignment and where the receivers were in that bunch formation, that's a really early call. You see him lined up right here. They must have felt he was too far in the back. But look how close that receiver is off the ball. A lot of times the officials give a warning for that, tell them to scoot up, but early call against the Dolphins.
Last week they had 11 penalties on this offense at Cleveland. Over 100 yards of penalty. Look at Achane busting free and into the secondary and brought down by D. Alford. A run inside the 25, a burst right there of 11 yards. It's 2nd down and 4. Achane and Robinson will be keeping our eyes on these two running backs this afternoon.
Well, Kevin, you and I were talking about Achane, and this is his 3rd year in the NFL. Remember that first year where he kind of popped on the scene with a bunch of big plays, both in the screen game and in the running game. He's got tremendous speed. We've already seen a rotation of backs. 73% of his team's rushing yards this season.
2nd down and 4. Ingold in motion. Achane gets the call and tries to carve his way in there before he's brought down by Onyemata on that defensive line. Achane last week had bursts of 46 and 23 yards at Cleveland on his way to a 13-carry and 82-yard game for Miami.
Well, Brunskill back in with that extra offensive line. They just announced him eligible.
Where this offensive line has lost some important players like James Daniels, and Austin Jackson is out. You mentioned Waller moments ago. The tight end is out. Gordon back in, the Doak Walker winner in college football a year ago. 3rd and 1. He has a first down, banging his way inside the 17. Picks up 4. Yeah, Ollie Gordon was the #1 running back in college football in terms of awards. The Doak Walker winner comes through right there, gets the first down, and the drive continues for Miami.
Well, I like how this game started off with Miami in terms of the way they're rotating their backs, making sure Gordon gets enough touches and keeping Achane explosive.
He won the Doak Walker Award and the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year Award back in 2023. Achane back in. Good-looking drive. Began back at the Fins 21. It's 1st and 10. Achane, Ingold with the block. Achane cuts, drives, and he's down to the 10. Here they go. Bertrand again with the stop. He picks up 7 right there. So they're running the ball and running it well.
Well, how about the fact that they've only had 2 pass attempts and 8 running plays? They came in with a specific game plan in mind, and right now we've already seen them with extra offensive linemen on a couple of downs and rotating the running backs. This time Ingold with the block out in space, and Achane able to get close to another first down.
Ingold is out right now. 2nd down 3. Gordon is the back, and 2 into the air and dropped right there for Westbrook-Akine, who's only got 7 catches this season. But with all the injuries at receiver and now tight end, they need him to catch those balls. He's had a pretty good contract as well.
Well, that ball's out in a hurry and it gets right on top of him, hits him in the face. That's just a timing throw, and Tua hit that back foot and put it with anticipation. Westbrook-Ikhine not ready for it as it bounced off his face mask.
So Malik Washington caught one for 18. There was a penalty on Waddle. Achane runs of 11 and 7. Third down and 3. Tua in the gun. Gordon gets the call. Banging, driving, lunging, and short. By about a half yard on the play. He thinks he's got it, but the official says differently. So now it'll be 4th and 1. Hey, you're 1 and 6. What do you think? You're on the road. You haven't won on the road.
I think you're going to go for it as we see him extend. Watch how Gordon reaches this out to try and get it.
Can't see his legs.
Yeah, the elbow comes down, is about a half yard short. Remember, Ingold's out. He had the shoulder injury just 2 plays ago. That's why we saw Hayden Ruchu. They just moved up from the practice squad. He was in there almost in that fullback type position.
Gordon is in 4th and 1, second drive. Washington on the move. Tua, Gordon, got it. Oh, he did, and then they drove him back. Mike Hughes is the one to get him. Did his progress. Nope, they're going to give him the first down. The forward progress wins it right there for a hard-charging rookie, Ollie Gordon.
Well, your initial gut reaction, Kevin, was right, because it's this first burst. Watch where the ball is and where the first down marker is. The official on the near side, or where this camera is, saw that the ball had gotten to the 7-yard line.
Number 64 is recorded as eligible. 64 eligible.
And he's the one that spotted the football and saw the forward progress, as we see Raheem Morris deciding if he's going to challenge or not.
There he goes. He will challenge. He knows Miami is awful good, too. 10 touchdowns and 10 first and goal situations this year. Look at Mike McDaniel coming up with a nice way, dialing up a good script to get this game underway, and the affable Raheem Morris.
Atlanta is challenging the ruling on the field that the runner did not make the line to gain.
Well, Kevin, based on the spot, or based on the angle that we saw right down the line of scrimmage, it's going to be hard to overturn this.
Atlanta the challenge. Did he or did he not get that first down? There, he's across.
Here we are back in Atlanta, and the challenge was not overturned, so the first down goes to the Miami Dolphins. Forward progress, when you look down the line of scrimmage, kind of that angle we showed initially was right to the 7-yard line, which is enough to get the first down. So lost timeout and lost challenge for the Falcons.
They've called a medical timeout. An observer in the press box has requested it. As we watch this again, and Gordon, they've radioed down who needs to leave, and it was Ingold.
Well, he was out with a shoulder a couple of plays ago.
Yeah, he was.
But anytime it's called down from above, you automatically have to go get an evaluation in the blue tent.
So he'll be going there. Tungo Vailoa has led a drive that began back at his 21. Tua has not thrown a first quarter touchdown pass in 12 games, but they're running the ball so well right now. Gordon, Achane back there. It's first and goal at the 7 for Miami. Connor in motion, Achane. Patrick Paul with a block. And he tried the submarine, wheeling outside, hit by Alford, got as far as the 3, second down and goal on the gain of 4.
But watch as they get out in space, and if they're able to maintain their blocks, right there, Waddle, if he was able to maintain that block, he's going to be able to cut it up, but not wanting to get a holding call. Released Alford, so he's the one that ends up coming up and making the tackle.
Achane will be wide. Gordon is the back. Second down and goal. Gordon has had a couple runs to get first down and a third down run, and back to pass Tua, and here he goes, and that's a touchdown. Caught by Achane, and the first touchdown pass thrown by Tua Tagovailoa. in a long time in the first quarter, in first in 13 games. And Miami is up 6-0 on a drive that began back at the Dolphin 21.
Well, first he's gonna miss this out to the flat. He has a chance to get a touchdown right to the flat to Gordon, but then Achane with that scissors out of the backfield causes confusion in coverage. Easy pitch and catch, and as you said, Kevin, that's a first quarter touchdown pass on the season for Tua.
Extra point here is away. That drive took 8.5 minutes. And Achane had a couple nice runs of 11 and 7. Gordon 2 runs to get first down on third down. And here is the kickoff. And this will be taken by Agnew. And lunging for him and bringing him down was Westbrook Akine on a 20-yard return. Here's our first trip to CBS in New York and Adam Shine.
Kevin, Trent, this is not a drill. We have a Joe Flacco rushing touchdown. His first since 2017. 10-0 Bengals leading the Jets. Back to you.
The former Jet quarterback, along with other teams.
Well, how about him coming off a big game last week?
Yep.
Getting him up to a 10-point lead.
He had a run last week, too, in that Pittsburgh win. First down and 10. Kirk Cousins to the air. Time and the throw right on the money. And it's caught downfield by the tight end, Kyle Pitts. And he's down to the 45 on a 24-yard pickup through the air. Cousins to Pitts. First down, Atlanta.
Great job by Pitts as he's going to work across the field. Good spot by Cousins, getting it right between the zone.
Minka Fitzpatrick was down there to make the stop. Cousins has started 2-2. And he's got a first and 10 with Bijan Robinson in the backfield and Pitts on the move. London injured and active. It's Pitts. And he is cracked out of bounds. As Mel, he was running into Phillips on the near sideline, gain of 6.
Yeah, Kev, Drake London out today with a hip injury. I caught up with him pregame, and he was disappointed he wasn't going to be able to go today. He told me the hip flared up on him this week and got progressively worse late in the week. He just couldn't get his body feeling well enough to go today. The coaches challenged him to be the mindset guy for the whole team today, so he'll be providing plenty of support and leadership from the sideline, and we'll see how Mooney and Sills can step up in the receiving game today.
Exactly, yeah. He led Atlanta in receiving 3 consecutive seasons. Second down 4. Robinson tries to find a crack, and then he's brought down by Tyrell Dotson. Linebacker coming through, limiting Robinson to a gain of 1 down to the 37.
Well, and you guys brought up Darnell Mooney, and really he's been dealing with a shoulder injury that he suffered back in training camp. That's who they're going to lean on today with no Drake London. Obviously Kyle Pitts and Bijan Robinson catching the ball out of the backfield, but talking to Zach Robinson before the game, he felt that Mooney is as healthy as he's been all year.
Robinson, the offensive coordinator. Zach Robinson, that is. Bijan is in the backfield on a 3rd and 3 for Cousins. He gets the block from Wilkinson. Here comes the rush from Phillips, and he throws it away. Nice pressure applied by the Miami Dolphins, and that came from every angle and led by Jalen Phillips, who busts it free. It's 4th down. The offense will stay on the field for the Falcons.
Well, and Phillips, you could see, wasn't rushing. He was just almost like a spy. And as soon as he sees Cousin flush out of the pocket, he takes off and forces Kirk to get rid of the ball as they're going for it here on 4th down.
Algier is the running back. Kirk Cousins, 4th down and 3.
Keep an eye on Kyle Pitts right there in the slot.
To the air, Wilkinson the block, and the short pass. Algier, and he leans in for the first down. Fitzpatrick tried to hold on. He lunges ahead down to the Miami 34. It's a pickup of 4, Trent, on 4th and 3 for the Falcons.
Well, he's trying to get Robinson on the hitch after he motioned to the outside. You saw his eyes looking to the right, and then he worked back to the left seam where Pitts was working up the inside edge of the numbers, but then knowing they only needed 4 to get the first down, he took it outside to the flat and picked it up.
Tua with a short touchdown pass. Miami on their second possession. Up 7-zip. Let's go to the second quarter on CBS. Downtown Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Starting the second quarter. Dolphins held the ball for over 10 minutes in the first. No first down, or no first quarter touchdowns allowed by the Dolphins now. 5 consecutive games. They go outside, 1st and 10. Robinson grabbed by Brooks, wrestled out of bounds. He's near the Dolphin 32 on a gain of 3 as we start the second quarter.
You're going to see Robinson working across the field here. Almost an outlet for Cousins, throwing it out to the flat.
Last week, this offense with Michael Penix as the quarterback, just 10 points, San Francisco. But they had some scoring issues, especially in the red zone. 2nd and 7, a bolt by Robinson down to the 25. And he had Phillips down there along with a couple others. 3rd and 1 for Atlanta on their second possession. So here is the kind of company that Robinson is keeping, and it's pretty good.
Well, those are all impressive numbers and impressive players, and the fact that Bijan Robinson is leading that group just tells you how important he is to this offense, especially on a day like today with no Drake London, as we've said.
Tyler Algier is the back. 3rd and 1 for Kirk Cousins, who is 5 of 6. Algier grabs Sealer, getting through, bringing him down. Like a torpedo, he shoots through and trips up the Falcon running back. And a loss of a couple on the play of 1. It's 4th and 2. They're going to try for 3, and Miami's defense comes up and holds them out of the end zone.
Well, the impressive part of that is Sealer was lined up opposite of where the run was going. So not only did he beat his guy to the inside, he was able to get the tackle from behind all the way out to the outside left. And excellent play on Zach Sealer's part.
So here is Parker Romo, who came in after the first game of the season and took the place of the ineffective Younghoe Koo. A 45-yard field goal is in. And the Falcons are on the board. Miami still on top in a 3-yard touchdown pass. Falcons counter with Kirk Cousins on a 45-yard field goal. So, Trent, one of the issues for Atlanta not getting touchdowns, although Kirk Cousins takes them down, they do get a field goal.
Yeah, that was one of the keys we pointed out at the beginning was red zone production is coming away with touchdowns when they get down there. But can't say enough about Kirk Cousins getting an opportunity here with the injury to Michael Penix and really feeling healthy for the first time since 2023. He felt good about this game plan and going out and executing. Felt like he's moving around well. We've seen it a few times where he's had to flush out of the pocket, but right now 5 of 6 passing on the day for 41 yards.
Pinion will kick off. Ollie Gordon and Malik Washington are back. And this will be Gordon taking the place of the injured Eskridge, who began the game but now has a shoulder, and there he goes banging his way up the middle. And he's up near the 27 on a 24-yard return. Well, Saturday, a college football tripleheader, including a 3:30 big time in the Big Ten matchup. It's in Maryland when the upset-minded Terps take on number 2 Indiana. Then at 7:30, a primetime matchup. The Cougars of Washington State take on the Beavers of Oregon State. All here on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. I'm sitting next to a Hoosier, former Indiana quarterback Trent Green. Your team is number 2.
You don't have to hesitate when you say Indiana number 2. That's right.
Achane the back, 2 into the air. So far 2 of 4. It's Achane. Oh, got a nice block in there on that line from Brewer, the center. And then he is finally brought down by the defending Caden Ellis. It looks like it's a gain of 10. They're out to the 37, and they are going to move the chains on Miami. First down.
This is a pre-designed throw behind the line of scrimmage. It's a middle screen, really. They make it look like a crossing route with 2 linemen getting down the field to lead block that crossing route. Really gives it the appearance of what ultimately ends up being a middle screen.
Dolphins today without their 2 top tight ends. Trent's talked about that. 1st and 10 from their 37. Tua, when they come off the edge, he quickly dispenses the ball to Ingold, who's brought down from behind by Onyemata. And there's no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10 as we go back to Adam in New York.
Kevin, Trent, the Baltimore Ravens have a lead. How about this? It's a Derrick Henry touchdown. Baltimore, Miami, of course, on Thursday, coming up this week. 7-6 Ravens, middle of the second. Back to you.
In desperate need of a win with just one so far, and again without their starting quarterback, Lamar Jackson.
Was that 3 games now? 3 in a row that he's missed with that hamstring?
Second down and 10. It's Achane with the pitch. There's a block by Ingold and finally wrestled down by Xavier Watts, the rookie out of Notre Dame. He's been a starter every game at that safety position for the Atlanta D. It's a gain of 6 and Trent 3rd and 4 for Miami.
Well, when you talk about mixing things up, what they've done is they've come out. Look at this, 12 rushes to just 6 passes. Not necessarily what you expect when you think of a Mike McDaniel, Tua Tagovailoa offense, but so far they've been able to establish the run. 50 yards on the ground already.
We've mentioned this earlier, but Divine Diablo has a broken forearm. He is the starting inside linebacker, a terrific player who's had a wonderful season so far. He is out and on IR. 43, 3rd and 4, 2 into the air. Bohr on the block and high and uncatchable and incomplete for the leaping Washington. Over there defending was D. Alford. It's the punting unit for the Miami Dolphins for the second time in 3 possessions.
Well, this ball sails on him, and it's due to the pressure. Watch, he's trying to throw out to his right. The spin move there, 3 guys coming after him, and as he's not able to follow through with it, it sails high on him.
So Jake Bailey will punt for Miami. And deep back is Jamal Agnew. He signals for
only pay for what you need.
Dolphins a pretty good response so far, Trent, after their awful game last week, losing in the rain at Cleveland.
Well, one of the areas is it's time of possession, right? They came into this game one of the worst at time of possession. They've really controlled the ball because of that run game.
Punt by Miami. Algier the back. 1st and 10 for the 4. Look at that play. Put up and in. Brooks. That was terrific, but shy of going in the end zone. Not on the goal line. Losing 3. Boy, Miami's defense, number 26 in the NFL, has come off strong so far.
Well, Brooks times this out perfectly as he's able to shoot through the line of scrimmage and nearly get the safety. You see the ball is out of the end zone when contact first happens. Falcons are lucky with that one.
Second down, 13, just trying to control it a little bit right there. And the 37-year-old Cousins will take it as he tries to carve out something and get a little space. And now it's 3rd down and 10. How did Kirk look to you on the field? You had a nice long conversation down there with him.
You know, I think he looks really good. I think his talk to him about his mobility and the work that he put into getting that Achilles right, and as well as all the other injuries he dealt with last year with his shoulder and ankle and some of those things. But I thought he was moving well. I thought the ball was coming out of his hands well, and so far that's carried through here as he's 5 of 6 to start this game off. It's
3rd and 10. Robinson gets the call, and down he goes. Brooks on him. And Miami stops him. Rasul Douglas jumping on him too at the 7, gain of 4. It's 4th and 6. They're going to punt. So the good punt by Miami added on with the penalty against Atlanta, and then the defense makes it a 3 and out for the Dolphins.
Well, and I know there's some boos going on here in the dome, and listen, you're just trying to get separation. When you have the ball after that 1st down play that moved it all the way back inside the 1, you're just trying to give some kind of separation so your punter can try and flip the field.
Pinion will punt, and you can see where he's going to launch. Malik Washington back at about the 45.
Oh, not very good.
Off the side and on the fly. Washington about the 49 as he tries to hurdle and fly, and then was brought down by Natron Brooks. It's a 9-yard return, a 41-yard punt, and the hang only 4.0. And they're going to begin now on the plus side of the 50. Brooks comes up with a sensational defensive play. In Atlanta, you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. Not only did Tua Tagovailoa come in with the eye ailment this morning, but also had a thumb issue that he carries from before.
Yeah, he's definitely banged up, and waking up this morning with a swollen eye doesn't help.
There's the block, there's the throw. First at Waddle, first time today, catches and takes some cargo inside the 20. Got a terrific block from the rookie guard. A 22-yard completion for Tua to Waddle. First down, Miami.
Well, this is what we're used to seeing a couple of years ago when this offense was taking the NFL by storm. It's these quick throws, plant the foot, get it out of your hand, the timing routes over the middle, and then the yards after catch. Tua fired up after that one.
Tuivasa-Sheck, that starting guard, the rookie, on the left side with a nice block that saved that play at the 18. Achane, and it's Brewer leading the way on 1st and 10, and Ellis will grab him and bring him down. With Mel, about a half-yard gain, that's all.
Look, there's been a lot of noise surrounding the Dolphins, but I can tell you today from my vantage point, there are no signs of guys being checked out despite being 1-6 on the season. There's enthusiasm down here. Guys are engaged and locked in, hyping each other up, and that's what Minkah Fitzpatrick reiterated to us at our meetings this week. He said, we know the talent we have. The morale is high. Everyone trusts in our ability. It's just honing in on our process and beginning to stack some wins, and they feel like it's just a matter of time before the storm clears.
And they've been down, Mel, this road before. Here's a 2nd down and 9 at the 17 in the red zone. Tua quickly and caught right here. Cedric Wilson, who makes his first catch of the season, and then wrapped up by A.J. Terrell. And on the play, only picks up 2. So it'll be 3rd down and 7.
Well, when you're going through a stretch like the Dolphins are going through, that's really the most difficult thing. Whether you're a leader on the team as a player or you're one of the coaches or the coaching staff, and just trying to keep guys positive. And it sounds like everything we've heard all week from Mike McDaniel and the players is that everything's remained positive and they're focused on getting this thing turned around.
And you have an evolving quarterback, too, on the field and off the field. He is becoming more of a leader. There's a lot going on with all parts of this team, as is always the case. From the 15, 3rd and 7, it was deflected by Ellis, the ricochet, and the bobble. And Bertrand almost had it on that ball, which went right on up. They tried to volleyball it around. It's incomplete. 4th and 10. Miami will try for 3 as Atlanta's defense, one of the best in the NFL, holds them right there in the red zone.
Well, they're trying to set up the screen out to the right. And if he's able to get that over the hand of the defender, it may be a touchdown, because so many guys were coming on that pressure, just lofted a little bit. You're able to get the screen. You've got guys blocking out in front of you, and everybody's in the backfield. Fortunate that wasn't intercepted.
Riley Patterson's going to try a 34-yard field goal to extend the Miami lead. Yep, right down the middle it goes. 10-3 Dolphins. So they've scored on a 3-yard touchdown pass by Achane. And a 34-yard field goal. But in the red zone, they are held to 3 by the Atlanta defense. It's CBS Spirit Week, and Thursday's treat is the spooktacular new Ghosts Halloween special. 8:30, 7:30 Central on CBS this Thursday, and streaming on Paramount Plus. It's amazing our audio people are able to throw those little effects in there and make it feel so real.
Spectacular.
Yeah, spooktacular, you mean. Agnew and Brooks are back, and that is Brooks, Natron Brooks, now, who takes it up on the kickoff return.
That was awesome, Kev. Speaking of spooktacular, on Tuesday, Atlanta rookie Nathan Carter, O-lineman Matthew Bergeron, and Freddie Falcon visited Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Scottish Rite Hospital to celebrate Halloween with the patients. The players dressed in costumes and spent time playing games and participating in arts and crafts with the kids and their families. Back to you, Kev.
Good stuff. Mel, you always bring us these wonderful stories. Thank you for that. It is Atlanta's ball. Miami's defense has been tough. That play is drawn dead and false start. Mid motion, stopped.
False start. Offense number 70. 8-yard penalty. First down.
So here we have a Miami defense that they're allowing the highest passer rating of any quarterback. They're allowing the highest completion percentage, and they've allowed the most rush yards, but Anthony Weaver has done a pretty good job so far against the number 7 offense in the NFL.
Well, so far they haven't allowed a 3rd down conversion. The Falcons are 0 for 4. They've got 14 plays for just 52 yards, and Anthony Weaver has them dialed in right now.
1st and 15. Matthews the block. Catch made right here. David Sills hit on the play by Dante Trader. Sills with his 2nd catch of the season. Pickup of 12 as we pick up Adam Shine in New York.
Kevin Trent, let James cook. Look at the patience and the speed. 64-yard touchdown run. He has 146 rushing yards already today. Extra point no good. 12-3 Buffalo. Back to you.
They got him the contract extension this summer, and he is proving to them that was a good move.
Yeah, that was a smart decision to get that taken care of.
Second 3, here they come. Brooks again. Boy, is he putting on a first-half display. Jordan Brooks, the leading tackler, the unrestricted free agent from Seattle a couple years ago at the direction of Anthony Weaver. They lose 5, and now they are back to the 30.
Watch Robinson. He's going to come over here to try and block. Ultimately, he has 2 guys. He has to pick which one, and he's late getting to the inside.
Second sack of the season for him. It's 3rd down and 8. Cousins to the air. Again, Matthews the block with Robinson. Downfield, high and incomplete. And whistling over the head of Darnell Mooney. Incomplete pass. Coverage back there by Fitzpatrick and others. It's 4th down. The boos now cascading down in a punt.
Well, and based on the way that was thrown, he thought he was. It looked to me like he thought he was going to go up the seam more. With that double move, he gave a little juke to the outside, thought he was going to keep the route more vertical, so just not on the same page.
Here's Brandley Pinion to punt. Last one didn't go all that well. Malik Washington is back. And drifting to the 18. Brought down immediately on the play. Mike Ford came through. Beautiful play. He's a 2-time Atlanta Falcon. On his second stint. Hang of 4-7. And Pinion, he likes that play. Timeout. Well, the story here early might be Brooks and this Miami defense, a former #1 pick, first-round selection by Seattle, second year in Miami. He has come through, has a sack on that last time that Atlanta had it. Atlanta now 0 of 5 on 3rd down. Here's a first down throw downfield. And Westbrook Akine comes up with the leaping grab, space to travel there to the 36-yard line. A strike of 18 by Tua.
Westbrook Akine on the outside. Watch how they're going to back shoulder it to not lead him into the contact. Good placement, hitting into that zone, and good adjustment by Westbrook Akine.
Brought down by Mike Hughes. Tua through the air, 7 of 11, 72 yards. The possession story right there. With the 3-yard touchdown pass to Achane, getting things going. Ingold on the move, first down and 10. With a run by the other back, Jalen Wright, a second-year back out of Tennessee. 4th-round pick. He picks up a yard, 2nd down and 9, and coming up on the Verizon halftime report. JB, Nate, Matt Ryan, former Atlanta quarterback, and Coach Cowher. Scores, news, highlights. It's week 8. Believe it or not, it's week 8 in the NFL. All coming up on the Verizon halftime report. 2nd down and 9. This is the number 27 offense in the NFL. Gordon leaning. The snap to Tua. To the side he goes. Waddle. Chased out of bounds by Hughes. Second catch by Jalen Waddle, who only had 1 grab last week at Cleveland, gain of 6. It's 3rd down and 3.
And what we've seen is the rhythm and the timing. Watch Tua, 1-2, just takes a quick catch of the ball and get it to the outside. That's when he's his most effective. If you think over the last 4 seasons with Mike McDaniel, and when he's been his best is those timing throws where he's able to plant the foot and go. When he's had to work through progressions and extend plays, yeah, there have been some highlights over the years, but his most productive is when he can get that ball out on time.
Gordon the back, 3rd and 3. Young defensive line is ready to go for that Atlanta team, and it's Gordon. He'll bust free and get the first down. Galloping to the sideline and hit by Terrell. Oh, it looked like he was clogged up, and then he skirts the D, cuts outside, and bursts for 12 and a first down for Miami to the 46 of the Falcons.
Watch out, he wants to take it to the left, but then he goes to cut back to the right when he sees the lane, and he's able to get his hand on the ground. I think the defense loses him when he goes down to that hand. Hard to find him back there, and he's able to get that first down.
Savai Naya with another big block. That rookie guard has had a couple of big ones today.
He has come up big with some big plays, especially in this run game.
Another good-looking drive engineered by Miami. on top right now at the 2-minute warning on CBS.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Valspar Paint, made for more. And by Chewy. For life with pets, there's Chewy with everything.
Trent, more runs today. Mike McDaniel dialing that up. More runs today than passes. Miami runs at third least of any team, but today that running game has stabilized their offense.
Well, and once again, Brunskill is in as the extra offensive lineman. Probably the 5th or 6th time today we've heard him announced.
1st and 10, 3 timeouts, 2-minute warning. And it is Achane. Oh, look at the swarming defense right there. Big play. Leonard Floyd among many that went in as an avalanche of defenders for the Falcons. Back to the 50 and losing 4 on the play.
They're going to get a defensive holding here, and Ingold was all over it as he's went up to the official trying to, because Ingold's trying to get to the outside to wrap and seal, and it seemed like a pretty easy call.
Our second straight week with John Hussey. We had him last week in that Denver Giant game when Denver scored 33 points in the 4th quarter to win it.
So you never know.
You never know.
You never know.
So we're used to him, and he is one of the better officials in the NFL, clearly. Gets big assignments.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 56. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the previous spot. Automatic, first down.
It's a big penalty on Atlanta.
There it is. I thought they were going to get him on a hold. I didn't see him go up high around the face. I thought he just grabbed him and tackled him, and that's what they're going to call the holding, but they did grab and tackle him, but it was by the face mask.
So on this drive, Westbrook-Ikhine had a catch for 18. Waddle, a reception for 6. Gordon, a run for 12. The face mask on Floyd. And here they are once again, Miami at the 31. And deep in Atlanta territory, 1st and 10, 3 timeouts. Good fake, quick throw. It's Achane. And from behind, he was brought down by Terrell. Achane has got the quick twitch that you want in your back. Gain of 9. Down to the 22-yard line of Atlanta. The Verizon halftime report with James Brown and the guys. Scores, news, and highlights coming up from New York. The Verizon halftime report.
Well, that's the 3rd time we've seen that same play. It's a crossing route to the back, but you catch it behind the backfield, release a couple linemen upfield. It ends up becoming like a middle screen. Having success on that one once again.
Gordon the back. He'll get the call. 2nd down 1. Corkscrews for the first down. Gets to the 19 of the Falcons. Gain of 3 on 2nd down and 1. And once again, Miami is in the red zone.
Well, this looks like a completely different Miami team that we're seeing today on both sides of the ball. The defense has been outstanding, but offensively, they're controlling the line of scrimmage. They got the run game going. You talked about the balance and the play calling that they've done. They're really mixing it up. They talked to us all week about how there was no pouting in the locker room and the guys were still working hard, and that's carried over to the field today.
Achane back there, and now on the move. Oh, here comes the blitz, and they dump it off, and it's caught right here by Connor, the tight end, and read well by Ellis. Minimal gain, about a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 9. They sent the blitz. Atlanta will take the timeout. So it's 2nd down and 9, half minute to go. Miami on the move, and we'll be back in 30 seconds after this.
Uber Eats knows football's all about chicken. Wing formation, wishbone, and now the buy one, get one KFC 3-piece big box deal on Uber Eats. Man, football loves chicken. When football makes you hungry, get deals all season long on Uber Eats. Order now.
Now that I've reevaluated my benefits and savings with Voya, I'm feeling great. How's your retirement plan going?
Oh, I've been ignoring it and then hoping for the best. Come on, good retirement.
Don't just hope for a strong future, plan for one with Voya. Plan, invest, protect.
2nd down and 9, 30 seconds. They put a couple more seconds on that 2nd quarter clock. You can see the balance on the drive. Big play. Westbrook Akine with an 18-yard catch, and Gordon had a 12-yard run. Tua, 10 of 14 for 88. And Connor, the tight end, is in motion. Second down, 9. There goes a flag.
False start. Offense number 52. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
That's your starting left tackle, Patrick Paul, who has started each game this season for a line that has seen some injuries.
Lots of injuries. Preseason and all along. So
the top 2 receivers, Darren Waller and Tyreek Hill, are out. And Hill for a while, Waller since last week. 3 starters are out defensively for the Falcons today. Second down, 14. Finns with 2 timeouts. Tua, Borum the block, and the catch by Washington. And Redwell on the side by D. Alford.
Second.
18, 19-yard line. Miami takes her second timeout. Gain of 3 on that play. So Tua, who came in with the eye ailment and wearing a protective shield for the first time as a pro in his first half.
He's been very efficient, 11 of 15 on the day. He's gotten the ball out quick and on time and finding the zones. No turnovers, which has been a big problem the last couple of weeks. Not putting up huge numbers that they've leaned heavily on the running game, but handling things very well, working the ball up and down the field, converting third downs, which has been big and huge. Red zone production,
especially on third down. When you allude to that, last week in Atlanta, they were at Cleveland, they were 1 of 13 on third downs. Here's a 3rd and 11. Tungo Vailoa got it. First down catch, down to the 8, goal to go. Grab there, Waddle. Big time catch, great throw, 11-yard gain. First and goal, Miami.
Well, Tua gets smashed as he's throwing the ball. It's a timing route. This ball comes out of his hands well before Waddle turns around, right on top of him. We showed the pressure in the pocket. Tua had to get rid of the ball.
And again, this is an offense going up against as you said earlier, the #1 pass defense in the league.
Well, now you got 18 seconds and no timeouts, so you've got to take shots to the end zone. With 18 seconds, you could get tackled short of the line or short of the goal line and be able to get one up and spike it, but you're not leaving yourself a lot of time if you want to have multiple shots at the end zone.
From the 9, first and goal, no timeouts, Tua. And he got the block on the play, and he throws, caught, touchdown! Malik Washington got the laser. Second touchdown pass today for Tua Tagovailoa.
Washington just comes up. He's going to sit down on the inside with a corner right behind it and a flat. He catches it, has control, breaks the plane, gets inside the pylon. Let's see. You got 1, 2, and wrapped around the front pylon. See if there's any bobble of the ball. He gets hit, but the ball never bobbles.
Savai Naya with another good block inside to buy his quarterback time. The rookie guard out of Arizona has had 3 notable blocks on plays today. Tua on that drive, 7 of 7. Patterson with the extra point try. Perfect. 17-3, 1 and 6. Miami looking like a completely different team today against a good Atlanta team. Back in 30 seconds after this from Progressive Insurance.
Okay, so hold on. We want 3 double chickens and fries. Sorry, 3 cheeseburgers with mayo. No mayo.
Don't forget my strawberry milkshake.
So hold on. So we want 4 chickens with fries. No, sorry, 3 burgers.
Trubisky, you're in. Mitch Trubisky, backup orderer.
If only there were backups in real life.
Combo 3, no mayo. Combo 3.
But at least there's Progressive to protect your home and auto.
And 1 strawberry shake.
Please drive forward.
Guys, should we trade Danny?
Ha ha, very funny.
Did you see this coming?
Did not, especially what we've seen from the Dolphins the last couple of weeks. It's just they came in here with a good game plan. Atlanta, you know, even though Penix is out, they're missing Drake London. their offense really hasn't, Bijan Robinson's coming into this game is averaging over 5 yards per carry. Today, under 2.5 yards per carry.
2.3 to be exact.
And only has 1 catch, and that was for 2 yards. And coming into today, he was averaging 13 yards per catch. So not a lot of snaps offensively for the Falcons.
Agnew from Patterson inside the 5. And here comes the Falcon returner. And he can fly, and he's brought down by Nick Westbrook-Akine. And Fitzpatrick. And so 4 seconds remain and a couple timeouts. And Kirk Cousins, who is 6 of 8, you're assuming he's going to go to an 8 here and run it out?
You would think so. They got, they've got 2 timeouts, so why not go ahead and try and get a chunk of yards here and call one of those timeouts and to try a long field goal or launch one to the end zone.
Every play is valuable in this league, regardless of when it is.
Well, and I think because of the score and how lopsided it's been, you'd be aggressive, but looks like they're going to take a knee.
All right, and they're down 17-3. This score is going to surprise some people around the NFL today.
Well, it definitely would be, and if you start breaking down the numbers in terms of total plays, first downs, lack of third down conversions, this game has been dominated by the Dolphins.
Balance on offense, running the ball well. The defense has played well above their 26th ranking in the NFL. Robinson has been held in check. And downstairs to Melanie Collins.
Thank you, Kev. Coach, Miami's had their way offensively. How do you adjust from a defensive standpoint?
We got to go out and stop the run. If we can't stop the run, we'll have all kinds of issues. We have to do that.
Offensively, what's kept you out of a rhythm so far?
We've not been able to run the football. Running the ball on both sides of the ball right now is killing us, and we got to go fix it.
Coach, thanks.
Thank you.
So we know the game plan in the second half. Atlanta will receive the second half kickoff. Halftime is here after these first half messages from Verizon and your local CBS station. We're back in Atlanta. Let's take a look at the first half highlight delivered by Prime. Tua Tagovailoa. Chase throws, caught Washington. The Dolphins in the first 7 games, this is an amazing number. The Dolphins in the first 7 games had a total of 20 first half points. Today they've got 17 against the number 2 defense in the NFL in the first half.
Which is more hard to believe, the fact that they've got so many today or the fact that it's so few the first part of the season? I mean, it really can't say enough good things about what the Dolphins are doing right now. They're controlling things at the line of scrimmage. Their run game is working. They're able to get their running backs by a rotation of how they're getting everybody involved. On the other side of the ball, one of the best running backs, if not the best running back in the NFL, Bijan Robinson, they've only got 10 yards rushing. And coming into this, the Dolphins had the 32nd ranked rush defense. And right now, they've got the Falcons at 10 yards at halftime.
All right, the Finns are set to kick off with Riley Patterson. Agnew is back. Brooks is back. It'll be Brooks from about the 10 for the Falcons. And he submarines out near the 30-yard line. Moments ago, our Melanie Collins caught up with Mike McDaniel.
Well, Mike, your team's put up 17 first half points. What has allowed your offense to click like it has so far?
Well, I think we're executing out of the huddle, and that needs to sustain. We're doing a good job having complementary football, 3 phases. We're stopping the run, and we're converting some third downs, but we got to put a full game together, so we're halfway done.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Halfway done is right, and here we go. First play, third quarter. Bijan Robinson is the back, and Cousins will give it to one of the best running backs in the NFL. Dragged down inside Jordan Phillips, rookie Maryland, allowing a gain of 6 out to the 35 and through 30 minutes of football. Here are some of the numbers.
Well, this is just shocking to me. I said it just a second ago. It's just 10 yards rushing now. Of course, the first play of the second half, they get 6-yard carries on that. Look at this, 2 first downs, 10 minutes time of possession. The Dolphins just dominating in time of possession. That's because they've been able to run the football so well.
Charlie Warner, the tight end, is on the move. Robinson again, you kind of get a feel we're going to get a heavy diet of him, and they plug it up well, and Chubb led the charge, 35-yard line, no gain on the play. It will be 3rd down and 4.
Well, based on how irritated Raheem Morris was going in at halftime,
he was.
And rightfully so, he was not happy at all talking to Melanie. I had an idea that going in at halftime, he was going to lay into them and challenge them about coming out and being physical this second half. Physical on the offensive line, physical on the defensive line. He wasn't happy at all with how his team performed.
Robinson leads the NFL in scrimmage yards with 152, and he's a little over 20 today. 152 yards a game and a little over 20 today. 3rd down 4. Cousins deep, and the ball went wide. He was going short. It's incomplete. And it's 4th down. More boos. 4th and 4. Here come the punting members of the special teams for the Falcons.
Well, he's thrown it to a spot. This is the second time now that there's been a miscommunication. He's thinking one thing and the guys are going another way. So they have to get on the same page. You can see that Zach Robinson, the offensive coordinator, right there. And so far, they are 0 for 6 on 3rd downs in this game.
They were going for David Sills, and he was promoted after they released Ray McLeod, the pinion punt for Atlanta. Deep back is Washington, wants the fair catch and retrieves it at the 14 of Miami. 50-yard punt by Atlanta. Here comes Tua and the Miami offense up by 14.
Back in Atlanta for a quick 3 and out by the Falcons to open up this second half. Dolphins getting the ball back. You see the struggles and the frustration on Kirk Cousins' face as he's getting the start today for an injured Michael Penix.
It's a 1st down pitch. Jalen Wright. And he tried to go right and then was met by Ellis and met by Floyd. There was a loss of a yard, and they're back inside the 13 of the Dolphins. Tua today, nice game, 13-17, and compared to last week, of course, anything with his 3 interceptions would be better than last week.
Well, just look at the efficiency. You see the 13-17, and it's getting the ball out of his hands quickly. So far today, getting the ball is 2.39 seconds from the time the ball snapped to the ball coming out of his hand. That is the fastest of any game this season for Tua. That's when he's at his best, when he gets those timing throws out.
You've said that before. You're right. 2nd down, 11. Achane. Oh, he's grabbed. Onyemata right in the middle. The veteran comes through and limits him to a gain of 1. That'll make it 3rd down and 10. Once again, this defense, number 2 against the run, number 20, and the Dolphins may see some adjustments now from Atlanta.
Well, and once again, Raheem Morris was not happy going in at halftime, and I'm sure Jeff Ulbrich carried that same message to his defensive squad about not letting them run the football. The Dolphins 66 yards rushing in the first half, and I'm sure there was a tone to that meeting at halftime.
Into the nickel, Achane on the move, 3rd and 10. Achane the call, blocked by Washington. And then he staggers ahead. Nice defensive play by Mike Hughes, who has started every game at that cornerback position out of UCF. It's a gain of 3. It's 4th down. And like the Falcons before him, Miami sends their punting unit out there.
Well, Westbrook-Akine is on the outside. Hughes just makes him miss, goes up and makes the tackle. You've got to go up and get a body on a body. A throw to the outside. You're counting on those one-on-ones to win so that you can get release.
Jake Bailey's punt. Jamal Agnew back at the 35, and here he goes with the blocker and bangs his way. Dolphins just punted, 25-yard line. Cousins under center with the 1st and 10. Fake to Robinson. Here comes Chubb, blocked by Matthews. Downfield they go. Mooney, and Rasul Douglas was there with the flag. At about the 31-yard line, and a long throw by Cousins. The veteran Douglas. 4th consecutive start today in the secondary for the Dolphins.
Pass interference, defense number 26. Ball he placed in spot of the Falcons. Automatic, 1st down.
Well, it looks like there's hand fighting going on, and he gets a hold of that wrist and doesn't allow that left arm. See how he's cupping that left arm and holding it down so he can't extend it to go for the football. Not a lot of contact, but enough to get that call when the receiver's trying to extend for the ball.
Cousins is 6 of 9. Bijan Robinson, 7 carries, 19 yards. It's 1st and 10. It goes to Robinson. Trying to get a block, and Matthews provides. He gets another block downfield from Hodge, and he takes the ball into the grasp of Melifonwu. And down to the Miami 19-yard line, a 17-yard catch and run.
Well, they use him in so many different ways in the passing game. This is just your traditional screen to the outside. I just love his patience. You see, instead of just taking off and running around to the outside where you're going to get 4 or 5 yards, see that little hesitation?
Yep.
Let the blocks happen. Give your guys time to get contact, and then the acceleration he has to make that to a long game.
Number 1 in scrimmage yards per game in the NFL. Today, though, held in check until that play from the 19. It's 1st and 10. Oh, Robinson fumbled. It's picked up on the play by Dodson. Robinson fumbled the ball. Flag down. That's only his 2nd fumble of the season. He has not lost one.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. Holding, offense number 64. Penalty is declined. First down.
On the center noozle. 2nd fumble by Robinson in this season. But he loses his 1st. And Dodson is the one to vacuum it in. It was self-controlled. He bobbled it himself. Timeout taken. Red zone issues continue for the Falcons. A fumble in the red zone by the reliable Robinson. Miami will take over, 2nd possession of the 2nd half.
Well, Miami just trying to take advantage of it. It's not great field position, but your defense gets a turnover, gets you the ball back. Now it's a change of momentum.
Fake to Gordon, Tua on first, good cup and the throw, and out of the reach of Waddle. And Hughes is right with him. 2nd down and 10.
Well, this is a play that we saw earlier that they got a pass interference, defensive pass interference call on. They come back to it, and just a little bit too far outside for Waddle to come up with.
Tagovailoa coming into today, 5th lowest passer rating in the NFL, and the most interceptions thrown, along with Geno Smith at Las Vegas, 10. But today, he's been on his game, 14-19, with 2 touchdowns and no picks.
That is not the Tua we're seeing today.
2nd down and 10. Achane, look at him, slither his way for the 1st down. He's up to the 27, a gain of 10 on 2nd down and 10 to the Fins, 26.
Well, that inside part of the offensive line, once again, walling things off, the kick out, and then just good vision and patience. Just a wall right there to run behind, and then you get through there and you get a cutback right before Bates can come up with the tackle.
First down and 10. The rushing yard story, surprising. And Achane again. This time he's wrapped up. Nice hit. Brandon Dorless makes the stop. 2nd year defensive lineman out of Oregon. As they lose a couple on the play, and we got some conversation. A row was right there in the middle of it.
You've waited all day to do that.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
But you know they're going to be upset with the way this game's going. It's surprised it's taken this long for there all of a sudden to be some words back and forth, because coming into this game, we've talked about a lot is this defense and what the Dolphins haven't been able to do offensively running the football, but not today. They're running the football well.
Like Gordon right here, the rookie on 2nd down and 12. Almost looked like there was a face mask in there for a second. You can see the avalanche of players that make the stop after the rookie picks up 5. And back to Adam in New York.
And Trent, Josh Allen to Khalil Shakir, the king of the yak. 54 yards for a touchdown. Buffalo destroying the Panthers, 26-3. Back to you.
Panthers coming in with the winning record too, Trent.
Yeah, they've gotten hot here the last few weeks, but Buffalo is a little irritated after the way they played in recent weeks and taking it out on them today.
It's 3rd down and 7. Gordon the back and the block and the throw, and incomplete. It was behind. There's a flag thrown. They were going for Cedric Wilson. And again, Waller is out today. Their tight end who had caught 4 touchdowns in 4 games. Peck out 4 weeks.
Pass interference. Defense number 24. The ball in place is spot on. Automatic. First down.
So costly because it would have been a punting situation. Terrell called.
what almost looked to be a little slant and go. He went inside and tried wrapping around him, and because of that, that's a pretty easy call, Kevin, and which is strange for this team. This team is one of the least penalized teams in terms of penalties, least penalized in terms of yardage, and so far today, 6 penalties, 61 yards. Very uncharacteristic of this Falcons team.
1st and 10 for Tua. And it's outside for Washington. Bertrand couldn't get him. Ellis does. Throws him down near the 41. And on the play, he picks up 6, 2nd down and 4.
Well, Bertrand didn't get him, but he's the reason why this wasn't a much bigger play, because he was able to slow him down at the line of scrimmage, and as he's being blocked, slow him down enough to where the troops can rally to make the tackle.
Dolphins come in today 1-6, losing last week at Cleveland. They lost 3 in a row coming into today, and they are winless on the road. But yeah, resurfacing a good thing to put up there, because it is a completely different story. But this is the number 2 defense they're battling today. From the 41, 2nd and 4, Achane, and stopped initially by James Pierce. Interesting thing about Achane, coming into today, Trent, he had 89 more carries than the next closest Dolphin player. So he had been used a lot. Now today, he's got 11 carries. Gordon has 8, and Wright has 3.
Well, and Achane's used a lot in the passing game too, and they've used him today with 4 receptions on the day. But there has been better balance, especially with Gordon getting a good chunk of carries now with 8 on the day. Looks like Miami's calling the timeout.
It is a timeout. Miami has used a lot of 6th linemen today, a lot of Daniel Brunskill, the former San Francisco 49er, has been used quite a bit. They used it in the past. What would you do for $1 billion? Can you survive the running man? Only in theaters November 14th. Tickets on sale tomorrow. So the Dolphins have used 6 offensive linemen, 8 of 42 snaps today. And they had not used it before today at all. But Brian, and you've talked about it a couple times. They've gone to 6 linemen.
They clearly had a specific game plan they were coming in with here, and try and send that message. And with Brunskill coming in, what'd you say now, 8 times?
Yep.
Definitely sending that message.
Gordon the back, 1st and 10, fake by Tua, chased on the play by Floyd, and up ahead it goes to the tight end, Connor.
Well, you knew that was coming.
Yeah, right. Bertrand knocks him out of bounds, Mel.
Well, guys, Tua Tagovailoa certainly has fond memories of playing in this stadium. He won a national championship with Alabama in 2018 after replacing Jalen Hurts at halftime and leading the Crimson Tide to a comeback win over Georgia, throwing a game-winning touchdown pass in overtime. And Tua told us this will be his first time playing in this stadium since he's been in the NFL. He said, obviously, I have great memories here winning the national championship, and hopefully we can create some new memories this week.
Yes. He had that long pass. 2017 national championship game over UGA. 2nd down and 5. Tight end on the move. Achane the call. And he'll fly, and he gets the 1st down. Brought down by Roberts. Another 1st down on 2nd and 5. A gain of 6. Hey, Mel, we came into this game looking at the eye ailment of Tua. You're down there. What do you see?
Yeah, so far so good. He came out here in early warm-ups with sunglasses on, and we were all kind of like, what is going on with Tua?
Right.
We were told it's an illness this morning that manifested in a swollen eye, just one side of his face, one of his eyes. So that's the good news. They've added that visor to his helmet to try and protect the other eye, but no vision problems. And so far down here looks good from my vantage point.
Good stuff, Mel. We just saw Jim Cornell captured our warm-up shot of Tua with those glasses before the game. 1st and 10. And here's another Achane call, and Ellis will grab him and tear him down. 43-yard line, gain of 2, 2nd down and 8.
Well, and that's a problem for any player, but let alone your quarterback. When you wake up and your eye is swollen, and it maybe affects your vision, maybe it doesn't, but you come out here, and these are bright lights in this dome. And,
are they brighter to you?
They appear to be brighter,
They feel like they're brighter.
So he came out in warm-ups with the sunglasses on, and we're all looking at each other like, is this like normal, or what's going on? And then we got the news of the illness that happened that he woke up with. and that he was going to wear a visor for the first time in his career, which, as you can see there's a glare that comes with wearing a visor. But so far, no ill effects today.
10th play of the drive. Here they come. There he goes, Waddle! Look at him fly! You can kiss him goodbye! Waddle! Touchdown! 43-yard strike! Wow! What is going on?
I talked about timing and getting the ball out quickly. Waddle on the backside after the play fake gets the linebacker's attention with that play fake, and then just the quick throw, the quick release, and the accurate throw allows the yards after catch and the touchdown for Waddle.
He only had one catch last week in Cleveland. Today, 3-yard touchdown pass, catch and run to Waddle. And the elusive Agnew. Look at him swerve. And there's a flag. Good, finally got him. Connor was there. Flag thrown, late third quarter, 26-yard return. In this game, Miami has got a 19-4 first down advantage. 19-4 over Atlanta in that category.
During the return, holding receiving team number 28. That 10-yard penalty will be forced from the spot of the foul. First down.
That's on Mike Ford, who actually leads the Atlanta special teams in tackles and their resume today.
Look at the possessions of the Falcons, and this is the thing that jumps out is just the 3 and outs, right? It's just amazing that coming into today they had 9 on the entire season, and today they've got 5.
Let's see what Zach Robinson has up his sleeve. The injured Penix, a deep bruise in his left knee, not playing. First start for Kirk Cousins. Signed as a free agent here from Minnesota by Atlanta in 2024. 1st and 10, quick throw, quick hit by Brooks. Grabbed by Pitts. He's out to the 19. So Kirk Cousins signed here, leaving the Vikings. Atlanta got him to the big contract, 4 years, $180 million. A month later, the Falcons drafted Michael Penix, number 8. Cousins had a good start to last season, then struggled, and they pulled him in week 15. There's a pass, 2nd and 5, grabbed here. Cardell Hodge, who's played for 4 teams and picks up 16 and in Atlanta first down.
Well, and I'm not surprised by this, Kevin, the fact that they're coming out now down 3 touchdowns. Coming out trying to go change things up a little bit, go some up-tempo, no huddle, get a couple completions in a row.
Chop Robinson hit him on the throw, and it's incomplete. Coverage by Brooks. He was all over that one, going for Mooney, incomplete. 2nd down and 10, or make it Douglas. 2nd down and 10. Brooks had his hands on it too.
Sometimes just changing it up gets you back into a rhythm or into some kind of rhythm when you haven't been able to get anything going. And when you look at the number of first downs or the lack of first downs, the fact that they just got over 100 yards of offense here as we're wrapping up the third quarter. So I like what they're doing, trying to change it up, Kevin.
2nd down and 10. And Cousins, and knocked away as they were going for Hodge. There was a big-time hit by Trader. Dante Trader, a rookie out of Maryland, a 5th-round pick, who didn't play last week against Cleveland, comes up with a beautiful play right here.
Well, watch the technique. He uses that shoulder to knock the ball out. He could have taken a big shot, but instead he goes right at the outside arm and is able to cause the incompletion.
Atlanta today on 3rd down, you can see it, 0 for 6. They have a 3rd and 10, and they bring 5. And Cousins underneath, grab here by Pitts, and look at the swarming tackle led by Brooks. And now that defense, we talked about what Mike had said coming out of break.
Kevin, they're holding. I was watching the sideline the whole time over there. There was no hesitation that they wanted to go for this. And, I think that the important thing there was trying to get some yardage on 3rd down. I'm sorry for cutting you off. I was like, wait a second. They're going for 4th down in the 3rd quarter in your own end of the field. So showing some real aggressiveness here.
Good point. 4th and 4. With Pitts on the move and Robinson at the side, and Cousins under duress throws an incomplete, and look where Miami's going to take over. At the 40-yard line of Atlanta. Cousins couldn't hit. Now 10 of 16 through the air. And Miami's defense, in the bottom quarter of all defenses in the NFL, really playing well as Douglas was defending Hodge.
Well, and it's the pressure right there by Chop Robinson that causes him to throw that as early as he did. Robinson came off that right side and he got an inside technique rush, was able to get through, and feeling that pressure caused Cousins to throw it earlier than he wanted to.
Anthony Weaver has got this defense playing terrifically, and they are dead last against the run. But because Atlanta is so far behind, they can't run. As you mentioned, they got to throw to get back in it.
Well, and that's at this juncture of the game, just trying to get something going. And it looked like they were getting something going, and then all of a sudden, last couple of downs, the Dolphins got them stopped. Yep.
False start.
Don't show.
Offense number 52. 5-yard penalty. Touchdown.
So again, I mean, that was one of our headlines coming in. Dead last stopping the run, but now they've taken that away from Atlanta because the Falcons are down by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, you're down by this much. It's not a time of possession, control the clock, keep the ball out of the other team's hands. Now it's you're down by 3 touchdowns. The other team's got the ball on your side of the field. There's 2 minutes and 34 seconds still to go in the third quarter, so a lot of time left, but it's about number of possessions and how many more opportunities you have the rest of the way.
1st and 15 with Gordon, and then grabbed around the waist by Ebiketie. Tua began the game 3 of 7 since he has gone 14 of 15. I don't know if the eye is opening up, if the confidence is there. And he said something interesting this week in the media. He said, I've always thrown to an area and not a guy. A lot of quarterbacks are the reverse. He throws to areas and not the individual
This
play.
is a very timing-driven offense, and you look at the first 2 years under McDaniel, how that timing was very efficient. Last year and at the beginning of this year, that timing has not been as smooth. Today, it has been very smooth, and you can see it with the results.
And the 6'2 Gordon will take it and find a hole and get a block from Waddle and swirl his way for a first down. Bates the stop down to the 30. He picks up 14 on 2nd down and 12. And this rookie out of Oklahoma State, a decorated college player, comes up with a big first down run.
Well, they're fired up, and they should be, because they're just going to take the ball. And listen, you're 2nd and 12. You get great blocking up front, but then you got secondary blocking. Waddle getting enough contact there to where he's able to get by it. Gordon's fired up. This entire team's fired up.
I just said he was 6'2". You know, I think of Ethan Horton. I think of DeMarco Murray, like some of the taller running backs we've seen before. First down and 10. Tua with the fake. Achane with the call. And Redwell. Beautiful play. Turned in by Caden Ellis. He is the starting inside linebacker. He's played for 2 teams, and he's come out with multiple tackles today.
Well, and he's been excellent this season at pressuring the quarterback. The Falcons like to blitz a lot. They bring a lot of pressure, not only on 3rd down, but every down. He's been effective this season getting in the backfield. You see 2nd best in the NFL for percentage of pressures.
And back in Nick Benito with Denver. By the way, coming up on CBS, Denver and Dallas. 2nd down and 12. Achane is the back. Tua, 18 of 23. Achane. And he'll push a pile, and got a couple guys riding him down, including a Rororo. It's a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd down and 10. The clock is going to run and conclude the 3rd. Tua Tagovailoa, 3 touchdown passes today, 1 of 43 to Waddle. Achane has caught 1. Washington has caught 1. And the Miami Dolphins, winless on the road and 1-6 overall, lead going to the 4th in Atlanta on CBS. Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. So we know about Achane, 14 carries and 55. What about Ollie Gordon? I mentioned before Ethan Horton. He was a 6'4" running back at North Carolina, drafted by the Chiefs as a running back, played running back, converted to tight end, and then split the positions. 3rd down and 10. Washington on the move. Oh, look at Achane. Waddle with a block. And he's tackled by Bates. and he's down to the 17-yard line of Atlanta. A 16-yard run on 3rd and 10. What do they always say? A running game is a quarterback's best friend.
Well, it definitely is today, especially when it's 3rd and 9 and you run the football thinking, okay, we're in field goal range. We're going to try and make this a 4-possession game. And instead, you guys pick up the first down with a sweep and really demoralizing run to begin this fourth quarter.
Remember the
defense.
Remember the defense of Atlanta held him on down, so Miami took over at the Atlanta 41. And here's a 1st and 10. Oh, Redwell, beautiful play. Brandon Dorlus coming through, making the stop. Achane had no place to run right there, but on this drive, Trent, Gordon has had a run for 14. Achane has had a run for 16. And now at the 20, it'll be 2nd down and 13 for the Fins.
Well, when you talk about a running game that balances out a passing game, and Tua Tagovailoa coming into today has struggled. It's been a struggle this season. He's completing 78% of his passes, 3 touchdowns and no interceptions, and just been very efficient today and quick with the ball out of his hands and accurate up the field.
2nd down, 13, Gordon the back. Just underway in the 4th quarter. Oh, here comes Ollie Gordon. He's going to waltz in. That's a touchdown for Miami. It's too easy. 20-yard touchdown reception. Catch and run. His first touchdown reception in the NFL when he's having a big day for Miami's offense.
Well, they've gone to the screen a number of times today. This time a backside screen. The linemen are looking for people to block. They're going up the field going, there's nobody here for me to block.
No one to block.
It's a foot race.
1-3 over the Atlanta Falcons, who came into this game 3 up and 3 down. And the kickoff by Patterson. And Agnew will take it out about a yard deep in the end zone. He's been a Pro Bowler as a returner, and he's smothered right there and brought down by Willie Gay, a former Kansas City linebacker. Tua Tagovailoa was coming off his worst game of his career. Last week, he had thrown 6 interceptions the previous 2 games. Today, 187, 19-24, 4 touchdown passes and no picks.
That's a good way to bounce back, I would say. Completing 79% of his passes. And as you've said multiple times here, Kevin, having that run game to balance things out definitely gives you an advantage as a quarterback.
It's 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for Cousins as they leak through, and he throws, and it's Pitts with Douglas jumping on him after a gain of 5 to the 25. Trent, Atlanta today, 3 points, 4 punts. They've not converted a 3rd down, and they've been penalized 7 times.
Well, we keep talking about the offense and Tua and what they've done, and the fact they've scored more points today than they have all season long. The defense,
with a 2nd down and 5, and up the middle he goes, and that'll be shy of the first. Robinson is waylaid by Dotson.
The defense came into today as the 29th ranked points allowed, scored against. 29 points a game they're giving up. So as much as we're talking about the offense and what Tua's doing, this defense has been outstanding.
3rd down, 1, and they convert right there with Robinson picking and poking his way to the 32. And brought down by Brooks and Sealer, and they do move the chains, but now operating with no huddle and assembling at the line.
Well, in just their 6th first down of the game. Going no huddle, as you said. They've got a big mountain to climb.
1st down and 10. Here's the blitz. There's the throw, and it's incomplete. With the coverage by Dante Trader, the rookie, there's no penalty flag on the field, much to the chagrin of the crowd. What remains of it, 2nd down and 10.
Well, to me, it doesn't look like there's anything that's going to cause that flag to happen.
Going for Mooney. Cousins today, 12 of 19, 106. Second down and 10. And he'll look into the nickel. Blocked by Robinson. Underneath they go. Caught by Hodge. And dances on the sideline with Douglas, shy of the first. He's got about a yard to go and out to the Atlanta 41.
Well, and really now, if you're the defense of the Dolphins, you're just trying to, not that you're in full prevent mode, you're not at that stage yet, but you can definitely keep things in front of you and don't try and get things over or allow anything over the top.
3rd down and 3.
False start. Offense number 64. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
On the center neutral.
Well, that's the 8th accepted penalty on the day for this Falcons team that all season long has not been a team that makes these types of mistakes. So it's just piling on for Raheem Morris and that sideline right now.
Robinson today rushing 9 carries, 27 yards, 3 catches for 23. It's 3rd down and 8. Matthews the block at the left tackle. Pitts undercut right there short. What a big time hit. Fitzpatrick was there, Brooks in the vicinity, but Minka Fitzpatrick with a big time play and a player down for the Dolphins. The ball back to the 35. They need the 42 and it's 4th and 7. Player is down, and we will step aside. Starting corner Storm Duck, who was inactive last week and was on the injury report with an ankle this week, helped off the field. Here's a 4th and 7 by Cousins, and they need the 42. And they're running out of time. Long way to go. Outside Pitts. Hodge the block, and they stop him again. Melifonwu was there. Miami's defense has come up big again. And on downs, Anthony Weaver's defense has turned it over back to the offense, stopping the veteran Kirk Cousins and Atlanta.
Well, can't emphasize enough the job that Anthony Weaver's defense has done today. And you see there, they're giving the cushion, knowing that the 4th down, they knew where the sticks were, and great job of rallying to make the tackle. And not to anyone's surprise, Brunskill is back in the game as the extra offensive lineman as the Dolphins stick with that package.
We had our crew, Larry Costigan and Brian Taylor, up here. Check that out to see if they had used a 6th lineman this season. They haven't until today. It's helping the run game, 37-yard line. They take over for a 2nd consecutive time on downs. Their defense doing the job, 2 into the air. 1st and 10, throws a laser. Caught by Waddle, weaving inside to the red zone, to the 18. And he picks up 18 right there, and Waddle is over. Well, he's close to 100 yards on the day, receiving.
Well, just when you're thinking, okay, they've got this big lead, it's the 4th quarter, they're going to try and use up some clock. You got the field position, they're going to run the ball, and then guess what? Quick throw right in between the seam of the zone. Waddle with another big gain.
He has 99 receiving yards. His best game, 110 at Carolina in early October. Coming off, as we mentioned before, just 1 catch in Cleveland last week. It's 1st and 10, red zone possession at the 19 of Atlanta. And here comes Achane. And he looks for a block on the play. Brunskill, the 6th offensive lineman, trying to lead the way. No gain, 2nd and 10, back to Adam Shine in New York.
Kevin, Trent, Josh Allen becomes the 2nd quarterback ever with 70 career rushing touchdowns. Cam Newton, 75. Trent Green had 6, 40-3. Buffalo, back to you.
He can remember every single one of them.
I want to know how long it took Adam to dig that one up, right?
Oh, he's so fast. He's so good. He's got that stuff. It's not a fleet of people helping him. He does it on his own. From the 19, 2nd down and 10 to a block by Gordon. Incomplete. And trying to find the window on a pass to Westbrook. Akine, and there's a look at Tua, who today is 20-26, completing 77% of his passes.
Well, getting the ball out of his hands quick. He knows he missed one there. He had a chance, as you see Storm Duck going off to the locker room, but just an incredibly efficient day for Tua and this entire offense.
I don't know what's been more impressive, the defense of the Dolphins or the offense, but they have both played in concert. Mike McDaniel told our Melanie Collins coming out of the halftime break that complementary football has been our key today, 3rd and 10. And they try to plunge a runner down the middle. Bertrand is the one making the stop on Achane. He's down to the 17. And they are going to go for 3 as the clock continues to tick. So the 3 possessions for Atlanta: fumble, which they got the 43-yard touchdown pass the Dolphins did. On downs 2 possessions ago, they got the 20-yard catch and run touchdown by the running back Gordon. And here on downs, after the Miami defense stops Atlanta, they're going to try a field goal for 36 yards and extend the lead. With the snap, it's a beauty down the middle, 34-3, Miami on a 36-yard field goal. Riley Patterson splits the uprights. Coming up next, you can count on an outstanding second game on our CBS NFL doubleheader. Most of you are going to see Dak Prescott and the Cowboys go into Denver to take on the Broncos, who are coming off that dramatic win over the Giants last week. Or you'll see the Titans taking on 6-1 Indianapolis. You can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
We'll talk about running game being a quarterback's best friend, as we've talked all day today about Tua in this running game and what's going on in Indianapolis with Jonathan Taylor and Daniel Jones having an outstanding season as the starter there in Indianapolis, but having that balance of the run game has really opened things up in Indy.
Have you ever seen a good offense without somewhat of an effective running game?
And you could go back in history and talk about maybe some of those Charger teams in the 80s or even the Warren Moon offenses with the Oilers. But consistently, you need to have that balance with the run game.
Well, Tua has benefited, there's no doubt. 4 touchdown passes and no picks by the veteran, a 6th-year player, Tua Tagovailoa.
Well, completing 77% of his passes on the day, and it's been a number of different ways. It's not always just the behind the line of scrimmage like we've come to see over the last couple of seasons. He's been pushing the ball down the field more. He's been able to hit some of those seams like we saw the first couple years in this offense with Mike McDaniel, and he's got to be very happy considering where he woke up this morning and his eye was swollen and he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to play or not. Has had a very good day.
Tyler Algier is the back, and Cousins on 1st and 10. It's incomplete. Great coverage by K.J. Britt, who Mel's taking the plays of Storm Duck.
Yeah, Kev, just a couple of injury updates for you here. We'll start with Falcons safety Jesse Bates. He's been officially ruled out with a left ankle injury. That's significant. He's one of the most important pieces on the back end of this Falcons D. And then Storm Duck ruled out with a knee injury.
Yeah, Britt is a linebacker, but he was dropping back in coverage on that play. 2nd down and 10. Here comes Cousins, Algier underneath, and grabbed on the play by Willie Gay, and hit by K.J. Britt, a former Buccaneer who signed as a free agent with the Fins. Gain of 6 on the play, out to the 41. Miami had allowed Trent 27 points or more to 6 of 7 opponents this season. And today only 3. 3rd and 4. Matthews the block. Incomplete to the sideline, looking for Hodge. With coverage on the play by Trader. 4th and 4, and they're going to keep the offense out there.
Well, and we've talked here in the last few plays about Willie Gay Jr. and K.J. Britt making some plays, so that's allowing them to get some guys some rest, right? You saw the injury to Storm Duck, so moving forward, you don't want to have, you don't want to get a lot of guys injured. Jordan Brooks leading the NFL in tackles in a ball cap now, taking this 4th quarter or a big chunk of this 4th quarter off.
With the injury to Duck, they've had to maneuver some of their secondary, dropping linebackers back, but here they go. 4th and 4, hit as he throws, caught on a knee, genuflecting at about the 49 with the catch, and a 1st down grab it was by Kadero Hodge. He makes the grab. Had no receptions coming into today, picks up 9.
Well, good job securing the catch, making sure you get the ball first.
Hodge with his 3rd grab. No catches before today. 1st and 10, Cousins hit by Phillips. Wobbly throw and incomplete, and Douglas was back. 2nd down and 10.
Well, Kurt threw that like it was going to be an out and up or maybe a double move down the sideline. Hodge just doing a comeback.
In this stadium, worst scoring differential so far as Robinson watches. 31 currently would be the worst. 2nd down and 10. Cousins today 17 of 27 for 130. They hold him off. Now the rush. There's the throw. Caught downfield by Washington. And Casey Washington swirls his way downfield near the 26. That is his 6th catch of the season. The 2nd-year receiver out of Illinois.
Cousins gets smoked by Grant as he's able to get rid of that ball before taking the big hit.
And a player down, that's Minkah Fitzpatrick. So they lost Kohu in camp to a knee. The rookie cornerback James Marshall is out with a hamstring and on IR, but coming off. They've already taken off Storm Duck, inactive last week, ankle this week, and out now today, injured in the game. And there is Minkah Fitzpatrick, who they got in a trade with the Steelers in his 2nd stint with the Fins. Hand, it looks like. Duck, by the way, ruled out with a knee injury now for the rest of this one. Rasul Douglas, he's jumped around a little bit. Green Bay, Buffalo, and Miami, and Minkah Fitzpatrick.
This is kind of that time of year, Kevin, where teams are dealing with injuries and who adjusts to those injuries best, who has what depth, how you've built your roster and put your roster together. And there's always this time of year where that separation happens with the injuries and how it affects the play moving forward.
26-yard line, they go outside, grabbed here by David Sills, and quickly pouncing on him, Kendall Sheffield. He was just elevated yesterday, a former 4th-round pick by Atlanta, a former Falcon, now Dolphin, with a gain of 2 after the Sheffield tackle on the catch by Sills, and 2nd down and 8 for Kirk Cousins. Underneath he goes. Pitts grabbed and taken down. It'll be 3rd down. Jones and others there for Miami. 3rd and 3.
Well, Cousins only been sacked 1 time today, but he's been under constant pressure. We've shown the number of hits that he's taken, waiting till the last second to try and deliver the ball.
Kirk Cousins, 3rd down and 3 for Atlanta, and caught inside the 10, grabbed by Mooney. Belted by Melifonwu, the former Lion. Gain of 11 on 3rd and 3, and it's 1st and goal to go for Atlanta.
Good accurate throw right up the field in between the zone. Getting the 1st down, as you said, 1st and goal now inside the 10.
Tyler Algier has been the running back on this drive. Phillips grabs him there on that 1st and goal run, and he picks up a couple down near the 6. Gain of 2, 2nd down and goal.
And we talked at the beginning of the day about red zone efficiency and how they need to get touchdowns when they get down in here. Clearly, with the score the way it is, I would think that they're going to use all the downs necessary, or at least the remaining 3, to try and get in the end zone.
2nd down and goal. Algier again. Blocked downfield by Matthews and by Hodge, and it is a touchdown. Tyler Algier takes it in with his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. That was a 6-yarder.
Good seal around that left side and good blocking up the field. See if he's able to get it around that pylon before touching out of bounds. Hodge with a good block on the outside.
It's Parker Romo trying the extra point. And it's 34-10. as the Falcons get on the board with their first touchdown today. This is the third game this season Atlanta's offense has struggled. An inconsistent team. Week 3 shut out by Carolina. Week 7 just 10 points against the Niners. And today now 10 points against Miami. Stay tuned for the NFL Today update delivered by Little Caesars. Time permitting, all the latest NFL scores and highlights and news of this Week 8. We are just about at the halfway point of the season.
Flying by, isn't it?
It is flying by. So Mike McDaniel, and always when, regardless if you're Miami or whoever, when you're 1-6, you know, there's always going to be some rumblings among the fan base and the media. But he's met it head on, and he said to us this week as we talked to him, something he established maybe 10 days ago, he himself is now trying to put in a different routine around the facility.
Well, he has, and he's obviously he's always there, but not being a coordinator in terms of being at the install meetings and implementing the plays as we see the onside kick being lined up, which you got to notify beforehand. No more surprise onside kicks. But Mike McDaniel just said, listen, because it's a struggle right now, and I want everybody to know that I'm all in, he's made himself more present around the facility instead of just always sitting up watching film and breaking things down. He's just being around more, just to be in those conversations, let the guys know.
Pinion, and it was almost grabbed and finally smothered by Miami. Almost picked up by Felipe Franks.
I thought
and then Waddle. I did too. I thought he had vacuumed it in, but Waddle is the one to find that ball.
Watch, he perfectly times his dive. Right here, he dives, he gets it in his hands, and it's past 10 yards.
Wow, that was close.
Just not able to bring it in. Very well designed and executed, except for the final part there. Because you wonder if he touched it before it got to 10 yards. But you could see on that replay, it was just past 10 yards when it hit him in the hands.
Dolphins have a new quarterback, and that is Zach Wilson, who is in. Last week, it was their rookie out of Texas, Quinn Ewers. Today, it is the number 2 quarterback, Zach Wilson. 1st and 10. Thanks. Handoff here. Jalen Wright struggles his way. Bertrand makes the stop. He's taking the place of Divine Diablo. The ball down to the 42 of Atlanta. It is a gain of 5 on first down by the running back, Jalen Wright, out of Tennessee.
Well, Zach Wilson spent his first 3 years with the Jets, and then last year was in Denver, coming over to Miami to be the backup.
Last year, Wilson didn't even play. He was the 3rd quarterback all season long. Didn't even play with Bo Nix as the starter. 2nd down and 5. Was Stidham the backup he was last year, I think,
yes, he was.
Denver. 2nd down and 5.
And still is.
And still is, yes.
Stidham's still there. Yep.
That's close to a first down run with the tackle made as they were taking it in on Wright. He bolts ahead, got inside the 40, about 1.5 yards shy of the first. So a gain of 3 and a 3rd down and about 2 for the Dolphins. Tua is out with the sizable lead and 4 touchdown passes and 205 yards through the air throwing. Zach Wilson, the number 2 overall pick out of BYU for the Jets. That went to Denver and now a Dolphin. They're down in 2, and he's got the first down to the 35. Driving ahead, Wright finds it. They move the chains, and now the Dolphins can coast with the sizable lead. Let's go back to Adam in New York.
Kevin, Trent, we have Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. They're taking on Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos. Jim and Tony and Tracy coming up, 4:25 Eastern Time. Back to you.
All right, Adam.
As we learned last week, Denver is never out of a game with that 4th quarter. With that 4th quarter last week, I tell you what, that was. I'm still scratching my head as to what happened last week. That was wow.
It was right on 1st and 10 and crawls for
and however many NFL records were set in that 4th quarter and just all the things that happened. So
yeah. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
But that defense will have their hands full with that Dallas offense because Dak and that offense like to go up and down the field.
They're going to let this clock roll down to the 2-minute warning. Kind of hard for a quarterback, regardless of what age, mid-season. You don't work with the first team all year. Then you have 1 week where you do it. You're now called in there to relieve the starter Penix. It was a tough day for Cousins.
Well, it's a tough day for Cousins, and you look at the numbers, not bad. 21 of 23, 173, no touchdowns, no picks. Very efficient as far as 68% completion. But yeah, when all of a sudden you find out that you're not going to have Drake London, your number 1 wide receiver, that's a big loss.
And Robinson was not himself today for whatever reason. And they're going to go to 3-4 in Atlanta. The 2-minute warning.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Uber Eats. When football makes you hungry, order Uber Eats. And by Geico. Switch and save. Get more with Geico.
3-game losing streak is going to come to a close for the Dolphins. They're going to get their first road win. They're going to go to 2-6. And remember, last season, the Finns rallied from a 2-6 start to win 6 of their last 9 games. And for Mike McDaniel, this win couldn't have come at a better time after last week in Cleveland. 4 touchdown passes from his quarterback. Zach Wilson is in now. 2nd down and 9. And the handoff to Jalen Wright, who hadn't had any carries in the previous 3 games. And today he's had 8 carries for Miami. Stay tuned for the NFL Today update delivered by Little Caesars. Time permitting, all the latest NFL scores and highlights. 3rd down and 6. Robinson today just 12 touches, 48 scrimmage yards. And here was a guy that was a top 5 rusher on the ground in terms of yards. Number 3 in yards per game, number 1 in scrimmage yards in the NFL. It's a handoff to Wright. Outside he goes by Ellis. He gets by Hughes and he wheels his way close to the 1st down. He's out of bounds at the 27, needed the 26. It's 4th and 1.
When you look at what the Dolphins are going to be home the next couple of weeks against Baltimore and Buffalo, a couple of tough games coming up.
Yep.
And then they head to Madrid, Spain to take on the Commanders.
We didn't get that assignment, did we?
We did not.
No, we were looking at it. We were hoping. And they went right over us.
They did.
So it's 4th and 1 with Zach Wilson. Outside, and the lunge at the last second there. I'm not sure that he got it right with some nice defensive plays on Yamada, and he is short. And there's 1:02 to go, and on downs, Miami will turn it over. Atlanta will get it. The ball will be at the 27-yard line.
Well, and Kevin, it's not getting any easier for the Falcons. They got to go on the road the next 2 weeks. They got to take on New England, who's looking like they're going to head to 6-2 today, and then the Colts that we just talked about previously sitting at 6-1. But this is back-to-back games now after the loss at San Francisco. Raheem Morris trying to find that formula.
Cousins under center. And the handoff here is going to go to his running back, who will bring it up with a nice run. And we haven't seen Nathan Carter until today, and that carry, the rookie free agent from Michigan State. We're going to give you bonus coverage. Look at what Flacco is doing to the Jets. 6.5 to go. There'll be a lot there. There's a player down for Miami.
Timeout.
And that is Kendall Sheffield.
When the clock is running, they have an injured player, we must charge them a timeout.
And Sheffield, a former Atlanta drafted player, walking off slowly. That was the longest run today. By the way, that run moments ago by Nathan Carter was the longest run today by Atlanta. Didn't play last week, and he was inactive the previous 2. Can't tell if that swelling on Tua's eye is getting worse or staying stable or what, but we might want to have that every game.
Yeah, it didn't look good this morning.
It did not.
During pregame.
1st and 10. Nice crack there with the hit by Willie Gay, who is celebrating the hit out to the 41. Clock is ticking.
Well, I think that's the biggest thing you got to take from today is Anthony Weaver and what he was able to do with this defense going against this offense and what Bijan Robinson wanted, and of course Mike McDaniel keeping this team together.
So the losing streak for Miami is over. They had lost 3 in a row. They go to 2-6. They get their first road win. Their quarterback threw 4 touchdowns. No turnovers there. And a very big day on the ground for Miami, winning in Atlanta. Time for bonus coverage of the Jets and Bengals. Let's take you to that one on CBS.